Guys, hello everyone. Daily Bitcoin overview. And right before our eyes, Bitcoin is breaking the trend on the daily time frame, from bullish to bearish. Consequently, we have two questions. First, how far can we fall? Second, where can we open new long positions for Bitcoin? Let's figure it out together. So, my dear friends, let me remind you that at the level of 41.98, we have a trend break level. In other words, as long as we stay above this level, we have an ascending structure, a growing trend. If we fall below it and consolidate, the structure changes from bullish to bearish. Let me remind you why. Until this point, we had an ascending structure. Each high was higher than the previous one. Each low was higher than the previous one. Then we had the last low followed by the last high. Therefore, this level is a trend change level on the daily time frame. And pay attention, we have been standing below this level for 5 days now. The question is, can we consider it consolidation and start opening bearish positions, or something else may change? I will provide my comments. Now I have a question for you. What positions are you in? Longs, shorts, or still without any position on Bitcoin? Please write in the comments, I'm curious to read. So look at what we have, my dear friends. We fell below the level. I told you that ideally, in order to consider longs, we needed to either return back above the level with the second or third candle and consolidate. Then we could open long positions with targets at least around 43 and a maximum in the range of $46,000. But we haven't seen that happen. It didn't happen. And essentially, we can interpret the situation differently. On the one hand, we reached this zone, touched it slightly, just grazed it. And one can say that the level has been tested and now we see a reaction from it. On the other hand, we have been standing below the trend break level for the 5th day now, and a situation may arise where we simply return for confirmation and break below, or there may be a formation of a structure and a break below. Therefore, from the perspective of opening long positions right now, ideally, we need to see a breakout above this level, some confirmation, and then we can open long positions within this zone. In my opinion, it is much safer. On the lower time frame, let me show you what is happening now. Yes, we have a kind of ascending structure here on the lower time frame, but we haven't broken the trend yet. So we need to reach this level and ideally consolidate above it to break the trend. Until that happens, there is a risk that we may go lower. Regarding how much lower, let's talk about it now and look at various indicators and levels. Let's look at the levels with you. First, I want to show you an interesting thing that we haven't looked at for a long time, but nevertheless. Where did this big green pulse start from? The impulse started, after all, probably from here. Probably, we can consider this zone. Accordingly, let's stretch the fib from this low, and to our high. Accordingly, look, yes, we are certainly seeing a correction now, but the most important levels by fib for us are 0.5 and 0.618. Here, this zone, accordingly, I marked it. Now I will remove the fib so that it does not interfere. And now please look, what does this zone coincide with? This zone coincides with two most important levels, which are better seen on the daily chart, but let's stretch it now and I will show you. These are the two most important levels, level 37,150, horizontal volume level, and level 34,472. Accordingly, these zones coincide with 05, 06, 18 levels by FIBA. And this tells us that in general, the correctional movement is not completely finished. The question is, how will we get there? Will we come through the structure here and then exit below? Or, on the contrary, we will now go here, to this level, and further say, from it we will already see a reaction and fly lower. This question remains open for us. We will be able to say this only by the situation. Nevertheless, 37,150 long level, 34,472 long level. As for shorts, several guys asked me if it is possible to open shorts or not. Again, I will comment on this. In my opinion, shorts are still an extreme story, but nevertheless, if we fully consolidate with such a structure, let's say, not even from 6 points, but like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, then in this case we can look at shorts. But again, this is high risk, guys, in my opinion. Because this is a break of the daily trend, the level as if, yes, and therefore a lot of different events can happen here, so they need to be taken into account. That's it. I said everything about lungs, said about shorts, several important points, guys, on global markets. Look, our S&P is just smashing, updating, not just high for a long time updated, but continue to grow. But what's most interesting is that it grows essentially against the dollar index. The index, by the way, is moving exactly in the direction we discussed. But we have a growing index and we have a growing S&P 500. This, of course, suggests there is a small resistance here on the index. If we pass it, then this zone is our target. So we just have to watch here. By the way, about the S&P 500, you know what I want to look at? I'm interested. I want to look at Aerocycle. Just a question arose in me. Well, by Aerocycle, everything is still interesting. Yes, we cannot make any conclusions. Although no, we can here. See, for example, on the daily chart, a picture begins. Here we have HI going up, here going down. Yes, accordingly, we can also expect a corrective movement at some point. So we continue to watch.